Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. In this video, we're going to be doing chapter 9, verse 2. The commentaries of this verse are power packed. Both of them are just filled with an immense amount of knowledge. I am absolutely loving it. The verse itself, of course, is power packed. I mean, it's power packed as in it talks about how important this chapter is, how important this knowledge is that Krishna is going to impart. So that's what the verse is basically saying, and then the commentaries of both are just immense. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's sing the verse together. Rajvidya Rajaguhyam Hyam Pavitram Medamottamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharyam Susukham Kartumavyayam. Okay. The translation is that this knowledge is the king of education. So, Raj Vidya. Raj means king, Vidya means knowledge. So, this is the king of knowledge, the most secret of all secrets. Raj Guhyam. Raj means king, Guhyam means confidential, like secret. So, this is the most king of secrets. It is the purest knowledge. Pavitram, this purest of all knowledge, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is understood uttamam, transcendent, by direct experience, pratyaksha. So by direct experience, pratyaksha, we can experience this knowledge. It is the perfect religion, dharmyam, perfect religion, and it is everlasting, avyayam, and joyfully performed, very happy to execute. So sukham kartum, that's how he's talking about it. Okay, so it is the king of education, king of all secrets, purest knowledge, gives direct realization, and everlasting, and gives an immense amount of joy. That's what Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying, that this information that he's going. Can you imagine? It's just so lucky. So lucky. Okay. So I'll go into the commentary of Prabhupada now. This chapter is called King of Education because it is the essence of all philosophies. Now, these philosophers that he has named are the principal philosophers in India. I've never even heard of any of them. That's so strange. Gautam, Kanad, Kapil, Yagyavalkya, Shandilya, Vashvanar. I've not heard of any of them. And finally, there's Vyasadeva, who wrote this Vedanta Sutra, who wrote all this. Gita was written by Vedvyas, and Vyasadeva, basically Vedvyas. And he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, he wrote like a few things. So, there is no dearth of knowledge, but this 9th chapter is the king of all knowledge across all of these knowledges, Vedas, Upanishads, whatever. I didn't know 9th chapter was so important. Now I'm even more excited because chapter 7 just blew me away completely. I absolutely crazy loved it. And then chapter 8 was very technical, and it helped me understand the futility of this material world in a very deep way. Because it just talked about just how many billions of years and years, right? This is how many we're just going back and forth into this cycle of birth and death. It's just so fruitless, so useless. Okay. So generally, people are educated in all kinds of knowledge, politics, whatever, but they're not educated in this confidential knowledge. But there's no university. There are all kinds of universities, but nothing which talks about the soul. And yet this soul is the most important part of it, and nothing else matters. The rest of it is just such ridiculous. Like it's meaningless. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting excited. Okay, so I'm getting. How do people not know about this? Why do people not know about this? I was driving around with another devotee yesterday. I was taking her around, and we were going to furniture shops and things like that, and I was going into them, and I was like, these people have no idea. They've never heard of Krishna before. They have no idea. They have no idea what the truth is, or how to get to something deeper. They're just trying their so bewildered. I like the word bewildered that they use. They're just trying to extract as much happiness, momentary happiness as they can from every moment of their lives that they can, but they can't. So they're miserable, they're sad, but they're just trying to extract as much as they can. It's depressing. It's so depressing. I'm like, how can I help? I want to be able to help. I want to be able to show them the joy of going. I just want to take them to the temple when there's kirtan going on, because that's the best way, I think. Get them prasad and just take them to the temple when there's kirtan going on, because kirtan makes you feel so good. Okay, back to this. My rant over. Yeah, so simply knowing that the spirit soul is different from the body is and that its nature, it's immutable, indestructible, eternal, is good, but it's not enough, because what people think is that the soul then goes merges. The impersonalists think that it goes and becomes impersonal. So what I loved about what he said right now is the soul is always active. Right now our soul is active, so why would we think that it will just become inactive and do absolutely nothing? The soul is always active. It's always going to be active. This is a point I need to write down. I really like this, that yes, our soul, even when it goes to the spiritual world, is always active in the service of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. It is active in the service of the Lord and pleasing him and making him happy. I can't wait. I don't know how long it's going to take, how many lifetimes, but I can't wait to get there. I can't wait. I'm just like dying to get there. Oh, another thing that somebody had said yesterday, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she said that she had asked this question in one of her classes, that the ultimate goal is to just serve Krishna life after life, no matter where we are, whether we're on earth or in hell or whatever. Our goal should not be to go to Goloka Vrindavan. That's what the Shikshashtakam prayers are also about. That's what the Damodarashtakam prayers are also about. They're very deep. So she's like, but we do want to get moksha, liberated, go to Goloka Vrindavan, right? So then the person was saying, yes, this is where we are at right now, and we want to be liberated because we want some relief from all this misery that we're facing every day. So in order to get that relief, it's okay to want that. It's okay to have that as a goal. And eventually, as we're purified more and more and more and more, we will not want that. We will just want that unalloyed devotion service. Wherever he wants us to devote, to do service to him, we will be happy to do that. But as of right now, this is where we are. We want some relief from this just billions of lifetimes of pain that we've been enduring, and it's okay to want that. So that also helped me feel a lot of relief. So I'm giving you information from multiple places right now, but this is okay. Yeah, so yeah, our soul is always active, so we want to be active in the spiritual kingdom also. And this is the most confidential part of the knowledge. And this is king of all knowledge and most secret, most confidential part of all knowledge, which we're going to be going through. Yay! How lucky are we? Okay. Okay, so another thing that he's saying is that the sinful reactions, I like the way he's saying that we're enjoyed. The sinful actions are still to be enjoyed, and we're enjoying as distress and pain. So what he's talking about is that when we're doing our karma and we're doing something sinful, then it's like we're putting the seed of that sin, and then it's going to sprout into flowers and trees or whatever. So it's going to take time for us to enjoy. It's going to take time for us to live through that sin and work off that karma and burn off that karma. So yeah, but that's this chapter, this verse, this paragraph here. But chapter 7 verse 28 says, if you are fully engaged in pious activities and devotional service, then all of the reactions of sinful activities are gone. They are done. Okay. So for those engaged in devotional service, all sinful reactions, whether fructified, whether it's manifested in this body or it's in the form of a seed, they all vanish. Therefore, this is pure. This is called Pavitram Uttamam, the purest. Pavitra means pure, Uttam means perfect. So perfect purity. This is what that means. Tamas means material world. Uttam means transcendental to all of this material stuff. And the way we can do it is, of course, chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And people feel that. I have known people, I do know people who feel this pleasure when they're chanting this. There's one person who has been chanting 16 rounds and for 30 years now, but she started feeling that pleasure after 20 years. So this takes time because we have 30 miles of coverings in front of our hearts. So it takes time to cut all of that and get to this place of feeling this pure transcendental pleasure. Okay. Yeah, so and then he talks about Narad, who was a son of a maidservant, and how he became the ultimate devotee was because his mom he had no education or whatever. His mom was serving great devotees, and Narad also started to serve great those devotees in the absence of his mom. And he wanted to eat the food on their dishes, so he would ask them, because he wanted to taste after they had eaten, so he would ask them for permission, can I have this food? And they would say yes. So just by eating, just for a few months, just by eating that food, he started to become purified. Food of the great sages, remnants of the food, stuff that they left behind on their plates, he would eat that. And then he relished the taste. He became like they became the unceasing, I mean, they relished the taste of unceasing devotional service. So he got it from them. They were his gurus, and he got it from them. Dharmya means path of religion. Dharma, the right thing to do, the path of religion. And so the highest goal of all religion is devotional service. So Narad, okay, you do not need to go through to school and do Vedic literature and whatever. Narad never went to school of the spiritual master. He was not educated, yet he acquired the highest results. How is this possible? Just by association with great acharyas, you can become familiar with all the knowledge necessary for realization. You do not need to study, you'll just figure it out. I don't know how that works, but God works in mysterious ways, right? And the process of devotional service is susukham, very happy. We feel that joy, and the Lord says, patram pushpam phalam toyam, whatever you want to give me, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, anything that you want to give me with love, I will accept. All you need to do is give with love. And if you offer tulsi leaves, anytime you eat food, if you put a little tulsi leaf in there and then you offer that with love to God before eating, then that's it. And okay, so another thing that I learned in the Gita class this weekend is the process of offering according to ISKCON is very long, lengthy, and whatever. And I'm like, I eat 10 times a day. So how do I do that? And you have to put it in a separate plate, and then you have to chant 3 mantras 3 times, or like 9 mantras, and then leave it for 5 minutes and come back and then take the food. So instead of doing all of that every time, it's okay even to just put whatever. You can put paper plates or something. That was a great idea that was given. You can put it in a paper plate and throw it, or you can just give it in a regular plate also, and you can just offer. Even if you don't put it in front of the deity, you can just sit in front of the thing and offer a quick little prayer. Krishna, please accept this food and please purify it. That's it. You don't need to do anything huge, big, whatever. You can just simply offer and eat. Okay. Yeah. So the actual devotional service will begin after liberation. So once we are liberated, then our real devotional service begins in Goloka Vrindavan or wherever we're going. Yeah. Okay. And now Swami Mukundanand, he explains each word. He's very methodical, right? So it's nice. Raja means king. So king of Vidya means knowledge, science. So this is the king of knowledge. Gu here means secret, supreme secret. Okay, now he explains here. Since love is only possible when there's a choice, God deliberately hides himself from direct perception, thereby providing the soul the freedom to exercise the choice of loving him or not. A machine cannot love. God wants us to love him, so he gives us the option to choose him or not. He just makes us aware of the consequences of what we choose, and then we decide what we want to choose. Pavitra means pure. He is also saying, now he explains it very deeply, how we become pure, how our sinful reactions, which Prabhupada also explained, how they're burned up by the process of bhakti. He says it's destroying. There are three problems in us, three things. I'm trying to see, how will you see here? Pap, Bij, and Avidya. Pap is the sins, the past sins of the endless lifetimes of the soul. Bhakti burns them up like a fire burns up a bundle of straw. Bij is the impurities of the heart. Bij means seed, literally, which is the seeds of sinful activities. So if the seed exists, then just destroying the results of the past sins will not suffice, because the propensity of the sin will remain in the heart, and people will sin again, which we do. So bhakti purifies the heart and destroys the seeds of sin, which are lust, anger, greed. Right? So lust means desire, anger, greed. However, desire means bad desire, not desire for God. That's why he uses the word lust. However, even with the destruction of seeds, that's not enough, because there is avidya, ignorance, because of which we identify with the body. So we think that we are the body when we're actually not. So fulfillment of such then we want to be happy, and so we again create the lust, anger, greed, because we want to fulfill the desires of the body. So as long as the ignorance remained, even if all the sins, the beads are beads, or seeds are cleansed, it will again become impure. So therefore, devotion ultimately results in realized knowledge. He says that realized knowledge, pratyaksha, directly, which is the next thing, it directly perceptible, realized knowledge. And it kills all the avidya also, which is non-knowledge. Vidya means knowledge, avidya means non-knowledge, because you add in order to make negate. So pratyaksha means directly. Oh, I love this example that he gave here. It begins with a leap of faith and results in direct perception. So it's like science. We begin with we experiment with a hypothesis and conclude with the verified results. It's like that. You have to have a certain amount of faith in order to go in. You have to just jump in, not knowing what the truth is. You've got to dive in. And this is what Swami Vivekananda had said, which I'd read when I was about 13 or something. This line that shaped me. It's like, when you're reading something, don't just reject something because your intellect doesn't understand it. Experience it. Try it out with your entire heart and soul, and experience it, and then reject. So that's what he's saying. Pratyaksha. You start with a leap of faith, and you will start to experience it, and then you will be okay. Dharmiya means virtuous or religion. So the most virtuous action. Kartum susukham means easy to practice, which is happy. It makes us happy. He's attained very naturally if we can learn to love him. God does not need anything from us. I mean, yeah, but he's wanting us, he's loving us, and he's wanting us to love him for our sakes, because it'll make us happy. Because that's what we're born for. That's what every single human being craves, love. We're all desperately, every single human being without fail, every moment, we're just desperately craving love, real love. And we're not able to find it because it doesn't exist on this material planet. Okay, so that's it for this verse, this beautiful verse. We'll do chapter 9, verse 3 in the next video. Wish you a day filled with just an immense amount of spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe. And bhakti.